And we're going to head also right into the final matchup between San Diego Dynasty and Houston Heat. There is some more weather heading our way, so we're going to try to speed things up here. And right now we're looking in the pits. There's Oliver Lang getting ready to roll. He's had a standout event, playing very well for San Diego Dynasty. And on the flip side, Houston Heat with Konstantin Fedorov just going to town on the snake side of the field. This is going to be a great matchup.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, I don't even know who to pick in this game because they both are playing absolutely great. I think they're both playing the same kind of game. They're both shooting the same amount of lanes. So, I don't know, Todd. What are your thoughts on this game right here?
I'm going to take the Jason Wheeler approach on that question, and I'm not going to say, but I don't know, man. We had a really tough game against Houston Heat. You know, Fedorov was just on point with his shot. You know, they did to us what we tried to do to them, which was basically what Moscow Red Legion just did to Top Gun right there. You know, they just chopped up that Dorito side early and attacked.
All right, let's head down here before we head into this game that's about to start. Rusty Glaze, the coach of San Diego Dynasty.
All right, we are just minutes away from the finals for the champions, Heat versus Dynasty. You guys have a chance to get first place 3 times in a row this season. What strategy are you coming out with to make sure that happens?
You know, for us, we don't think about all that. We just approach every game the same, and it's 1 point at a time, and that's what we're going to do. Is we're going to have to play intense and play long points and come out the winner on those points. So if you watch the tournament the whole time through, then you should be pretty familiar with what we're doing.
All right, Heat's going to come really hungry. It's the best they've done. So, I mean, what are you expecting them to come out with?
I mean, they're going to have to come out. They're running 5 guys. It's pretty hot out here, so they're going to have to bring their best over and over.
All right, here we go. Heat versus Dynasty, just a few minutes away. We'll see who takes it.
So here was the champions bracket for today's competition. In the semifinals, Houston Heat took down Omaha Vicious 7-2. And then San Diego Dynasty was able to, well, pretty much decimate Edmonton Impact. If it wasn't for a couple penalties on San Diego Dynasty, that game would have been even farther away from, or even more of a blowout than it was, 7-3. Dynasty moved on to play Heat, so that's the game that we are about to watch play here in just about a minute and a half left to go before the start of this first matchup. Key players for both teams. You know, you always got to bring Ryan Greenspan in there for San Diego Dynasty, though I'll tell you what, Ryan Greenspan did not play great against Edmonton Impact. He had like a good point or two.
Ryan Greenspan had one bad game.
One bad game in a year and a half. Well, Ryan Greenspan, I mean, just had to bring it up, first of all, because I'm buddies with Ryan Greenspan, so I like to put a little digger in him as much as possible. But also, Ryan Greenspan, he's the MVP. He was the People's Choice MVP 2 events in a row, and has just been such a force out there for Dynasty. Obviously, their best player.
And that's why you have a deep roster, you know, because there's plenty of very talented players to pick up the slack, you know. And when you got a guy like Oliver Lang, who's just balling right now, then, you know, Alex Frazier, I think, is balling right now, too.
Alex Frazier was the MVP of the finals in the last event, and then in the first event, it was Yosh Rao.
Yeah, and, you know, they're really allowing all the rest of their teammates just to get in their groove. You know, we say this all the time. When the best players in your team step up, it allows all your role players just to do their job, fill their roles, play their game, and let everybody else just make the contributions that they do.
Yeah, and their roster is so deep that everybody is possibly the person that could make that exclamation point. As you said, Tyler Harmon. I mean, look at him. He came back out swinging.
Yeah, I mean, you look at guys like Brandon Short, you know, pick up from the Ironman. I mean, he was the Ironman's best guy last year, and now he comes out here. And, you know, he's a role player on Dynasty, but, you know, he's a guy that can be the one on the snake side, the one on the Dorito side. You know, and he's playing the snake corner over here for these guys. And when games get close, you got guys that know how to finish games. Alex Frazier gets shot on the break. He comes walking off the field first. And the Dynasty also shoots a body off the break. I believe that's Woodley walking off the Dorito side over there for Houston Heat. So Mishka, the only body. Oh, they shoot Dalton Vanderbilt trying to make a bump up.
Yeah, so right now on the field, as we throw 20 minutes on the clock here in this race to 7, the final matchup, last game of the tournament, San Diego Dynasty versus Houston Heat, but San Diego Dynasty losing 2 bodies off the break. Dalton Vanderbilt getting shot by Konstantin Fedorov, who's had such an amazing event. Just Tyler Harmon and Ryan Greenspan and Yosh Rao left on the team.
And Tyler Harmon actually on the bottom of your screen, as you saw a second ago, taking a ball Down the field, here comes Konstantin Fedorov in the snake.
So here we go, Todd. 4 players left alive for Houston Heat. Fedorov already 2 confirmed kills.
Yeah, just Yosh Rao, who bumped out to the Dorito side corner, and Ryan Greenspan in the Dorito on the snake side for Dynasty. Ryan Greenspan going to bail out to the snake side corner. That's going to allow Fedorov to bump up from snake 1 to snake 2.
And here comes, looks like Sam Monville getting into snake 1 for Houston Heat. And only 2 players left alive. No, Ryan Greenspan comes off as well. So just Yosh Rao, and he's going to take the walk. And here comes Houston Heat as the crowd goes wild. The first point is going to be scored. So Houston Heat in the driver's seat right away. 4 bodies left alive for them. And Sergey Solnaiskov and Konstantin Fedorov and Misha Kiesnev, the 3 Russian killers on Houston Heat, stepping up in this first point here to take the first point against San Diego Dynasty.
Textbook paintball right there. They played their spots, they shot their lanes, got the G's, and then made the technical bumps that they needed to get more of an advantage of the field. Nice, slow, controlled.
Yeah, that's right, exactly, Chris. Slow, controlled, technical moves. In this final matchup, it's never more important, so you really have to double and triple check in your mind before you make that move. Now, that being said, you don't want, those windows are going to be so small, Todd.
Yeah, they really are. And Dynasty been playing the same game that Houston Heat's been playing, but Houston Heat really executing that first point.
So we're going to be right back after this with some more finals action. Do not go anywhere.
Oh yeah, golf. Night, night. Oh yeah, golf. Oh yeah. Night, night.
What makes the Virtue Spire the best loader in paintball?
What makes the Virtue Spire the best loader in paintball?
Россия — это страна с очень сложными погодными условиями.
Not only is the Spire smaller and lighter than the competitors,
the Spire is designed to take the toughest abuse that paintball puts out and keep feeding no matter how bad your paint or weather gets.
With a true 200 round capacity, it holds more paint as well.
Not only is it easier to take apart, but more importantly, it's easier to put back together. Find out more at virtuespire.com.
Welcome back to the 2013 PSP Chicago Open Finals. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez and Chris Lasoya, and we are here at the beautiful CPX Sports in Joliet, Illinois, a little outside of Chicago. Houston Heat up 1-0 against San Diego Dynasty. San Diego Dynasty with 2 wins already this year, and Heat, the 2012 champion, so we couldn't ask for a better matchup to close this tournament out and find out who the best paintball team is in the world currently.
And on the break right there, both teams losing 1 player apiece. Brandon Short out of this quarter, and Mishka taking the walk for Houston Heat.
Yeah, Oliver Lang, I believe, shot Mishka on the break. Brandon Short getting shot by Konstantin Fedorov. But Fedorov has control of the snake right now. He's in snake 1. He's got Monville behind him. He's got Sergey in the corner.
Yeah, so Fedorov in good field position right now as Dynasty still awaiting a move over here on the snake side of the field. They have 2 players over here. Kyle Spica up on his feet trying to fight against the man you're looking at on your screen right now. As looks like Sergey Solnaiskov is in the back, and there's Kyle Spica on your screen. Look at that, he's up on, you can tell by his body language, he wants to make a move, but he's got to get in the snake. Kyle Spica is known for attacking.
Yeah, and Blake Yarber is also known for attacking. He just bumped into the 50 Dorito. He's got Glenn Takamoto with him over there on the Dorito side. And now Fedorov backs all the way up to the back of snake 1 to see if he can get a shot in on Blake Yarber.
And on your screen, you were just looking at Dynasty. Now you're looking at Blake Yarber in that 50-yard line. Dorito, 16:42 on the clock. Dynasty fighting for field position right now against Houston Heat. And they definitely have way better field position on that Dorito side with Blake Yarber all the way up at the 50 Dorito and Kyle Spica in snake 1. And he's looking at the guy right now on your screen, Konstantin Fedorov. Really standout performance from him. There's Oliver Lang from San Diego Dynasty backing up Kyle Spica on the snake side.
Glenn Takamoto just made a bump out to the Dorito corner. Referee running over to give him a check. 4-on-4 ball game right now. We got Woodley in the Dorito corner for Houston Heat. Fedorov in snake 1. Sam Monville and Solnyshkov behind him. Blake Yarber living in that 50 Dorito. There you see Solnyshkov pounding paint over towards Blake Yarber.
And we expected this, a very close matchup here. Both teams with 4 players alive on the field currently. 15 minutes and 53 seconds left to play in this 20-minute regulation time period.
And these bunkers get really, really small, especially for people like Blake Yarber up in that over in that 50 Dorito, getting shot at by 2 or 3 different guns across the field and down the wire.
And when you're in that position, you're the front guy, you're the first attacker, and you're way up on the field. Well, what you need to do is play smart. If you don't necessarily need to engage. Now, yes, Dynasty down 1-0 here, so they absolutely have to try to tie this up. But if you're Blake Yarber, just sucking a lot of that firepower up, that's good enough for a little bit of time.
Oliver Lang right now communicating with his sideline, trying to figure out where the bodies are, where they're looking. There's the overhead view. That's Oliver Lang in the bottom right corner. Now here's the Houston Heat side. There's Fedorov playing the back, little macaroni of that Snake 1, trying to sneak a shot in on Blake Yarber. Oliver Lang bumps out to the Snake corner to get behind Spica to try and control the wire a little bit. Oh, John Woodley just got shot out of the Dorito side corner for Houston Heat. That's going to allow Glenn Takamoto to come out of the Dorito corner and bump into Dorito 1 for Dynasty. And now San Diego Dynasty will have the body advantage. They're up 4-on-3 right now.
And here comes Kyle Spica making a little bit of a bump up to Snake 2. And Kyle Spica launches to see if he can trade out. He does. He takes Konstantin Fedorov out. Nice aggressive move by Kyle Spica, and he gives a little pound to Konstantin Fedorov. That was a solid play by Kyle Spica over there. Now the Snake is completely open, but San Monville dies out of his bunker. So this might put Dynasty on the offensive as Blake Yarber moves past the 50-yard line on the Dorito side. 1 player left alive on the Snake side.
But Oliver Lang getting clipped right there by Sergei Shleshnikov.
Blake Yarber, Glenn Takamoto coming down the Dorito side and through the middle. Sergei now has a little bit more breathing room as he can play the wire. He's going to come around the outside. Glenn Takamoto coming right at him, gets a shot in on Sergei Solnyshkov. So Glenn Takamoto being the rock for Dynasty, staying alive over there, helping Blake Yarber.
Glenn's had a good tournament. He's been that guy a couple times. You know, he's been the last guy left alive a couple times. You know, Dynasty looking real strong here. 2 players left alive. And hey, awesome job by Blake Yarber, who was able to get all the way up there on the Snakes, on the Dorito side of the field, stay alive, get past the 50-yard line. Great job by the rookie Blake Yarber. And so Dynasty now ties it up at 1 apiece. 13:30 left to go. We'll be right back after this.
The CXBL 2013 season is just around the corner. Catch all the action this summer on paintballaccess.com. June 29th and 30th, the games begin. BuyPVL's cameras are there to catch all the action. Check out game-changing moves, straight-from-the-source interviews, and the best pro talent in North America. So stay clicked to paintballaccess.com and get your front row seats to Canada's largest tournament series, the Canadian X-Ball League, making good players great.
I am down in the Heat pit with Chad Boucher. You guys have it tied up 1-1 right now. What are you seeing Dynasty do that you guys need to counteract and really defend against?
You know, it's hard to say after the second point. Other than us just getting kills off the break and be able to communicate and staying alive, you know, just got to play regular paintball and do what we have to do.
Dynasty had a 3-hour meeting last night to strategize. What kind of strategies and plans did you guys come up with coming into this?
They can take 3 hours, but we've been working this for 2 weeks just on this field, so I don't care what they do. We're going to beat them.
All right, we'll see if they can beat them. Tied right now, we'll see what happens.
So we're looking at the boys from Houston Heat getting ready to roll for this next point. On the field for Houston Heat, Konstantin Fedorov. Such a standout performance from him, taking up the slack over here on the Snake side of the field with the 2 injuries to Ronnie Dizon and Chad George, and also John Woodley, Sergei Solnyshkov, Jacob Edwards, and San Monville. Jacob Edwards getting his first spin, just coming over from Tampa Bay Damage, and now good move from him. They're playing in the finals. He might get himself a W if they're able to take down San Diego Dynasty. San Diego Dynasty is fielding Yosh Rao, Alex Frazee, Dalton Vanderbilt, Tyler Harmon, and Ryan Greenspan for this next point.
Yeah, and this is a stellar lineup. I mean, look at, those are some of the top, those are the top 10 players in the world, arguably. I mean, on the field at one time. This is just so much fun to watch up here. I mean, look at Dynasty on the breakout. Tyler Harmon coming out to the corner. Ryan Greenspan taking a ball on the break, though, on the screen.
Ooh, but Tyler Harmon loses the top part of his loader, so he's going to have to get a little creative here. In that back corner bunker, you're looking at Tyler Harmon on your screen. You see there, look at that. The top part of his loader is now lying out of bounds. So Tyler Harmon is not going to be able to grab that thing or he'll get called out. So he's going to have to get a little creative. So here we go. San Diego Dynasty. Not only that, Tyler Harmon's one of the last 3 players left alive. Houston Heat, 4 players alive for them. And they have Fedorov in the snake again.
Wow, what a bummer that must be for Tyler Harmon. You know, you can see his loader laying on the bottom left-hand side of your screen right there.
Yeah, Alex Frage locking off that Dorito side right now. Tyler Harmon only going to be able to shoot just a few balls at a time. It's going to be tough. He's got Fedorov in front of him. Monville locking off that Dorito side, and Tyler Harmon getting shot. He's going to walk off the field. Very frustrating point for him. Alex Frage is now over here by himself, and he's got Yosh Rao as Dalton Vanderbilt got shot by Fedorov early. Just Yosh Rao and Alex Frage over here. 3 bodies alive on the snake side. Should not be long before Fedorov gets on his horse and comes down, and they try to gang up on Alex Frage.
But Alex Frage makes a move, and here comes Konstantin Fedorov. He saw Alex Frage put his head down, and just so quick to make those aggressive moves. And Fedorov gets the kill crossfield on Yosh Rao. And here comes Houston Heat, looking like Houston Heat was a team to beat in 2012. They won 3 events and the world title. Kind of struggled a little bit so far in 2013, taking 2 5th-place finishes in a row, whereas San Diego Dynasty's won 2 tournaments in a row, but now Houston Heat putting another point on the board. 11 minutes and 43 seconds to go here. So awesome job by Konstantin Fedorov, getting himself a couple kills and a 4-pack for Konstantin Fedorov there in that point.
Just going to work. I mean, he's been playing stellar this whole tournament. Had a few, 2 4-packs I think now this tournament. 3 or 4, 5 3-packs, I don't really know, but like you said, those runs are really good for Fedorov, and he's playing in position that he made himself paintball famous.
Yeah, Konstantin Fedorov really came up in this game, playing on the snake side of the field for Moscow Red Legion for years. And the reason why he was just such a dominant player, his athleticism, his high paintball IQ, and his ability to maintain his mental tenacity and stay composed in pressure situations. We just saw that right there. He's in snake 1. He's got a couple guys. They've got a couple body advantages, but he was able to make that dynamic move on Alex Frage. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly on the sidelines.
Hey guys, I'm standing down here by the Dynasty pit. Ryan Greenspan was really heated up. He says that all the points they're throwing away are just a joke. He said in the beginning of that point, someone dropped their loader. He went to try to help pick it up, and that's how he got shot. So right now it's 2-1. Heat is up 1 point. We'll see if Dynasty can tie it up.
Well, of course, Ryan Greenspan is a competitor, and he's used to winning tournaments, and he's used to playing in these final games. So, Ryan Greenspan's a motivator too. He's a very vocal guy, and he's not going to be quiet when push comes to shove in the finals.
And at the same time, though, Fedorov's been shooting that guy almost every point. So it is tough when you lose your, I think it was more important the fact that they lost Tyler's gun once he finally got out to that corner right there. But yeah, if you don't get a clean start off that flag station, it's going to be tough to get to that spot the way Fedorov is shooting that lane right now.
Especially on this field.
Looking at Houston Heat on your screen on the breakout. There comes Konstantin Fedorov. Insert bunker right on the snake side of the field. He has a back player with him. 11 minutes and 36 seconds left to go. Houston Heat up 1 now. Let's look at San Diego Dynasty doubling up that stand-up tempo, and we're looking at the snake side now. Look at that. Konstantin Fedorov already in snake 1.
And shooting across the field, forcing Glenn Takamoto to come around. Actually, I'm sorry, that's not Glenn. That was Glenn Takamoto, forcing Glenn Takamoto to come around and get shot down the wire out against his mirror.
And Fedorov, Monville, and Sergey just doing work right now.
You can see there a little bit of glimpse in the pits as Ryan Greenspan and Rusty Glaze tense on the sidelines watching their squad playing in this point out here as we're hitting the halfway mark in this game. 10 minutes and 51 seconds left to go. Looking at the snake side lineup for Houston Heat as Sergey Solnitskov is backing up his former roommate, actually, Konstantin Fedorov. And they also have Sam Monville over there on the snake side. Glenn Takamoto took the walk early, so Brandon Short, Oliver Lang, and Blake Yarber, Kyle Spica on the field for San Diego Dynasty.
Right there, look at your screen. Sergey Shalizhnakov going to work.
Yeah, I mean, he's been so big for them, and somebody just got a shot in on Oliver Lang out of the Dorito behind Kyle Spica over here on the Snake side.
So it's going to be up to Brandon Short and Kyle Spica to get something done for San Diego Dynasty on the Snake side of the field. We're looking over Brandon Short's shoulder right now as he's whipping his gun back and forth between the Snake side, Dorito side. He must watch over his compatriot, Kyle Spica, who's real far up here on the Snake side of the field. Look at this, Konstantin Fedorov getting shot out, though.
Yeah, Sergey over there, he's the one that got the shot in on Oliver, and Brandon Short behind Spica gets shot out of that corner, so he's coming off right now. 2 bodies to 1. Kyle Spica, the lone man over here on the Snake side. And again, Mishka doing work for Houston Heat. He's the one that got the shot in on Short, attacking that Dorito side hard. And I believe San Diego Dynasty elects to blow the horn and concede the point to Houston Heat.
Wow, so now the score is 3-1 in favor of Houston Heat, the world title holders from 2012, trying to defeat the team that's won 2 events so far this year. 9 minutes and 32 seconds remaining, and we'll be right back after this.
Check this out, the Imperial program from GI Sports. Get 100% of your paint money back in cash. Sign up, win, paint's free. Take second, get half your paint cash back. Not good enough? How about more cash? Have your team rock our V-Force GI logo grills, get first place, then we'll throw you another $1,000 cash. Second place, no problem. We got $500 with your name on it. It's a total no-brainer. Sign up for the Imperial program at gisports.com.
Let's check out the 2 Snake players here for both these teams. Konstantin Fedorov having a standout tournament here, number 13 overall in the year. Awesome kill rating for him, almost killing a guy, 1 player per point. And these 2 players, Kyle Spica, they have identical survival percentages, both in very perilous situations, but Kyle Spica having a real solid year as well. So here we go, 9 minutes and 32 seconds in this matchup. And Konstantin Fedorov already has 8 confirmed kills in this matchup. He's just been on fire this event.
You know, Maddie, when we talked about this weeks ago in the breakdown, we said, who's it going to be? Konstantin Fedorov stepping up. Great to see him out here playing like he can. Oh, and Dynasty catches a ball going out to the Dorito corner. Dalton Vanderbilt on the break, but Yosh Rao tries to fill out. He gets shot too. That's not going to be good for Dynasty's Dorito side, but Mishka also gets shot going out to the Dorito side. Man, that Dorito side's hard to get 2 bodies out there alive. Tyler Harmon, he gets shot in the face in the Snake corner for Dynasty.
And Chris, look at this. Konstantin Fedorov now cutting up in the center of the field because the Dorito side is completely blown for San Diego Dynasty.
Yeah, and I used to love doing that because you get up there, there's nothing stopping you, and that's perfect run-through material. But now Ryan Greenspan, lone survivor, getting taken out after Alex Frazier.
So Houston Heat making quick work of San Diego Dynasty in this point to go up 4-1. And that was the quickest point of the finals that we've seen so far. 4 players alive for Houston. I'm sorry, 3 players alive for Houston Heat. Let's take a look in the Heat pit right there. There's Nick Sloviak airing up. He might get out there to spin for them. And we're going to be right back after this. Do not go anywhere. Can Dynasty get back in this matchup?
Play every point like it's your last point. Every drill like it's your last time out there. You gotta want it. It's the will. It's as simple as that.
This is a competitive environment. He is here to win a spot.
He's one of those guys that had great points and then he's done some stuff that just really aren't reminiscent to a professional player.
Dig in here and figure out what you really want.
So in a dramatic turn of events here, Konstantin Fedorov, who's been riding the lightning all weekend long, getting a major penalty. And so he is going to have to spend the next 2 minutes in the box. Minor penalties are signified by a yellow flag being thrown in the air by a referee. Those are 1 minute, but they come off if you lose the point. 2-minute majors, a red flag being thrown in the air, and they stay on the whole time. So right now, Dynasty given a gift by Konstantin Fedorov, and his 10 confirmed kills actually now. And he's going to be sitting in the box for 2 minutes. Can Dynasty fight back and get into this matchup? Oh, Kyle Spica's goggles fly off, which is going to eliminate him. And that's actually a very rare occurrence. Normally that never happens. That's the first time we've seen that in like 3 events.
And what a bad break for Dynasty right there, because they're going to lose Kyle Spica and the body advantage that they just had. Referee's going to have to come in to protect Kyle Spica, kind of throw off the momentum of that breakout right there that Dynasty had. But Oliver Lang coming up the middle of the field, attacking right away.
Paintball's such a safe sport. Statistically, it's safer than golf. But the one thing you got to worry about is your goggles. So the way that rule works is if your goggles come off, you're eliminated immediately, and the referees are going to dive on you to cover you up and make sure nothing happens. Oliver Lang up in the center of the field on your screen right now, trying to counteract that loss they had from Spica on the Snake side. They only have Brandon Short, and he's forced to just try to stay alive in his back bunker. But right now, Houston Heat, 4 bodies alive. San Diego Dynasty, they have 4 bodies alive. 7 minutes and 43 seconds to go.
Yeah, Glenn Takamoto, he fills out to the Dorito corner to try and give Blake Yarber a little bit of help over there. Oliver Lang up in the middle, and Brandon Short trying to look to his Dorito side to contain Jacob Edwards with Glenn Takamoto. But, you know, Big Sergey down here in the Snake corner, and Sam Monville for Houston Heat, both just pounding Brandon Short, not going to let him come anywhere over here, and in no rush to move anywhere themselves. They're going to make sure that Oliver Lang doesn't come through the middle, and Blake Yarber can't push up any much farther on the Dorito side.
Well, 18 seconds left in that penalty right now for Konstantin Fedorov, and coming down the middle of the field looking for a shot on Oliver Lang. I don't think Oliver knows he moved.
Yeah, well, Fedorov's going to come out of that box in 6 seconds, so let's take a look at this. Konstantin Fedorov about to come out of the box, left-hand portion of your screen. Here he comes. He chooses the left, Dorito side. Is he able to make it out alive? No, he gets destroyed trying to get out, but Oliver Lang gets taken out in that center too, so back and forth here. Bodies coming off for both teams. Glenn Takamoto, right-hand portion, he makes his move, and he's going to come all the way in the Dorito. He launches. Can he get both of them? And he's not able to do it, so Glenn Takamoto, and then Dynasty immediately is going to blow that horn. And so Houston Heat looking real good right now, Todd. 5-1 is that score, 6 minutes and 28 seconds to go.
Yeah, I think that Mishka made a move off Fedorov coming out of the box, and they lost Blake Yarber and Oliver Lang at the same time. So Glenn Takamoto, out of desperation, made that move down the Dorito side to see if he could catch Jacob Edwards, and Mishka sleeping, but Jacob Edwards controlled the wire, protect Mishka, and just chopped Glenn Takamoto to bits.
So it looks like Dynasty calls a very intelligent timeout right here, and let's get down on the sidelines with Lauren Kelly with one of the members from San Diego Dynasty.
We are on a Dynasty timeout right now. I'm with Eric Crandall here in the pits. You guys really needed to take advantage of that 2-minute penalty. What do you think happened?
We lost a guy off the break. Kyle Spica's goggles came off. Unfortunate, but it happens. 4-on-4. We lost the point. Needed to win it. But, you know, we've come back from bigger deficits than this, so hopefully we'll find a way to make it happen.
We never underestimate you. You guys are down by 4 points. He is 5. You're 1. What strategy are you going to be running to try to get those points?
Well, we've got to figure out a way to shoot them before they shoot us. If we don't do that, we're going to lose the game.
All right, thank you, Eric. 5-1. Heat is up. We'll see if Dynasty can put some points on the board.
So we are back here, final matchup between Houston Heat and San Diego Dynasty. This is the last game of the tournament here, the 2013 PSP Chicago Open. Matty Marshall alongside Chris Asoya and Todd Martinez. So Konstantin Fedorov able to get out of that box. Houston Heat fought through that major penalty. Unfortunate break for San Diego Dynasty. Kyle Spica's goggles flew off. The referees jumped on him. He's okay. But San Diego Dynasty now losing 5-1. Let's check out two key members from both these teams here. Oliver Lang and Mikhail Kiesnev, also known as Mishka, his nickname. So Oliver Lang had a standout tournament here leading into this final game. Oliver Lang has morphed into a role player, and Oliver Lang, widely known as the best player on earth for many years. And talking about one of the best players on earth, you got to include Mishka in that conversation too. Both of them are having a pretty solid tournaments for their respective teams. But I'll tell you what, man, Dynasty, they're going to have to, something has to change here, because Heat is looking like they're going to take this tournament. They are 2 points away from taking the victory in this race to 7, and 6 minutes and 28 seconds remain. So if you're looking at the kill count for Houston Heat, Konstantin Fedorov, 10 confirmed kills, even though he did get that major penalty. Mishka's got 3, Sam Monville 2. Jacob Edwards had a 4-pack. He had 4 confirmed kills in that last point. Jacob Edwards coming over from Tampa Bay Damage. This is his first event. His brother, Jason Edwards, a standout star for Tampa Bay and taught Jason the game, is actually coaching him from the sidelines, a little bit of brotherly love. But when you look at the kill counts, man, for Houston Heat, everyone is contributing for that team right now.
Yeah, and look at the breakout on your screen right now. Oh, there, camera guy takes one in the lens. That is Dynasty, and now you're looking at Sergei Sodnizhkov.
Yeah, so Sergei backing up. He's been doing a good job out of that back bunker.
And Dalton Vanderbilt bumping up the Dorito side. Both teams digging out that Dorito side to try and ensure live bodies. Yosh Rao and Mishka both digging out there to make sure that they can get alive and give their team a better chance of fighting. But Mishka, I think, just got picked off by Alex Frazier. Alex Frazier dove into Snake 1 and shot Mishka, trying to bump from the can to the tower on the Dorito side.
So look at Konstantin Fedorov, who's just leaning out, working every bit, every inch of that bunker. And really the standout star for Houston Heat at this event. And it was the story was Houston Heat coming into this event lost both of their main Snake players in Ronnie Dizon with a torn ligament in his ankle and Chad George with a broken foot. So both of them not able to compete here, but it doesn't matter because, man, you got Konstantin Fedorov on your team. Let's just have him play the Snake. And he had such an amazing event, 11 kills as he gets a shot now on Dalton Vanderbilt. 4 players left alive for both teams here, but the time is ticking off. Dynasty needs to mount an attack.
You know, and losing on that exchange, Dalton Vanderbilt getting shot across the field by Konstantin Fedorov as we're speaking about his kill count. But Dalton taking a big bite, trying to get up to that 50 Dorito, Matty.
Yeah, Yosh Rao 3 kills for San Diego Dynasty. Really the only one doing any work for them. Ryan Greenspan's got 1, Alex Frazier's got 1, Tyler Harmon 0. But those are the players left alive on the field right now.
Sergei Solnizhkov getting shot out of the Snake corner for Houston Heat, but Fedorov and Monville still over here. Ryan Greenspan and Tyler Harmon trying to work the Snake side, get some kills, allow Alex Frazier to come down. But Alex Frazier has his gun up and just blows Fedorov to bits, trying to bump out. Just Sam Monville now.
And Todd, this is what Dynasty needs. They got to win this point, win it quick. Not a lot of time left. They have 4 bodies versus 2 for Houston Heat. Jacob Edwards still alive, 6 confirmed kills for him. And Sam Monville still alive as well. But here comes the attack down the Snake side of the field for San Diego Dynasty. They got Ryan Greenspan, Alex Frazier launches, and he ends up taking out number 19, Sam Monville, and Jacob Edwards coming off that back bunker, and a minor penalty on Jacob Edwards, so kind of dropping the ball there a little bit. He's had a really good game here for his new team, but he's kind of losing it a little bit. But, you know, Jacob Edwards, he just had his 18th birthday not too long ago, so, you know, still a big future for that kid.
Yeah, Jason Trojan going to come out on the field right now and plead the case for Jacob Edwards because he felt that Alex Frazier came in after he bunkered Monville and just kept running and playing on. So, I mean, Jacob Edwards, you got to maintain composure in that situation and not cost your team a penalty. You're up by 3 points right now. You're in control of this game. You've been dominating the entire time. Don't get a silly penalty to hurt your team at all.
Yeah, but again, young guy. I wouldn't say he's a seasoned vet, but he's got a couple years in the league. He actually started playing pro paintball when he's 15, 16 years old, but he spent a couple seasons out here, so this is not his first rodeo. He's been here before. He knows how it works out there, and when you're in the final, just like you were saying, when you're in the final, there's no other point that you need to maintain your composure more than this final matchup, especially when a team is trying to mount a comeback like San Diego Dynasty is right now with 3 minutes, just under 4 minutes to play, 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go. 3 points separate these two teams. It is absolutely physically possible for Dynasty to be able to come back and tie this game up, but it's going to come down to the break. This field layout, we've seen a lot of bodies drop off the break. Let's check in with Lori Kelly on the sidelines. She has an interview with Houston Heat.
I am now in the Heat pit with Nick Sloviak. Nick, you know in the finals, penalties are never obviously a good thing. What keeps happening with those?
Well, penalties are very bad. Jacob there got a little frustrated. We could tell that he kind of shot the guy first and got the hit on him, and he was called out. And unfortunately, his emotions got the better of him there, where he was talking after he was eliminated, and the ref, being right where he was, decided to throw the penalty. So it's something that we can't overcome. You guys just got to stay focused and win this point, win the game.
All right, we got 10 seconds till this point. Here we go.
Thanks, Lauren. So here we go. Under 4 minutes to go. You're looking at San Diego Dynasty, the winners from the first two events on the PSP circuit. We're here at the third stop on the tour. Go to pspevents.com and sign up for the next one. It's going to sell out. You want to register early. So here we go. Oh, and it looks like Houston Heat losing Jacob. Jacob Edwards is in the box, but they lose Sergei Solnitskov off the break, shot by the rookie Blake Yarber.
But Blake Yarber gets shot on the break as well, trying to go to the Dorito corner for San Diego Dynasty. Kyle Spica now dives into the snake and is crawling all the way down to snake 3, looking to score some quick points. 3 points, not a very big spread when you're San Diego Dynasty, able to score quick points by shooting players on the break and still serving this minor penalty. 20 seconds left on that before Houston Heat can get Jacob Edwards out of the box.
Well, and Jacob Edwards is going to come out firing, man. There's nothing that's more frustrating than getting a penalty in a final matchup, especially when you lose your composure, get a talking penalty like he did. So look for him to come out. There's Kyle Spica. Oh, he's got to be careful too. Just narrowly avoided a stream cross field.
And here comes Jacob Edwards out of the box. He gets shot up. He's going to continue running off the field. Fedorov getting a little creative over here on the snake side, or trying to get a shot on the Dorito side. Comes back, gets tucked in, gets his gun back up. He's got Monville up there right next to him. There's Kyle Spica on your screen right now. Still in snake 3. Trying to shoot at Mishka up there in the Dorito corner for Houston Heat.
4 players alive for San Diego Dynasty, but they are running out of time. They need to push forward. Oh, but they lose Kyle Spica out of the snake, and that might do it actually, Todd.
Yeah, that was a big loss for Dynasty right there. Mishka was just waiting on it, and Fedorov now comes from the snake corner, and he matches up with Oliver. Brandon Short coming down the middle right now. Sam Monville gonna blow him to bits. So there goes Fedorov, but now Oliver Lane's gonna have the snake to himself. Just under 2 minutes, we crossed the 2-minute mark. And Monville and Mishka still alive.
But only 2 players left alive for Dynasty. They have Glenn Takamoto in the 50, Dorito on the opposite side of the field from Oliver Lang.
And there goes Sam Monville. He comes walking out of the snake corner.
So just 1 player. It's Mikhail Kiesnev left alive. Mishka for Houston Heat, but with 1 minute and 37 seconds left, I don't know if San Diego Dynasty has enough time here. I mean, you could score some 20-second points on this field, and they get that last kill. Oliver Lang's going to sprint in and grab that flag. He needs to go as fast as he possibly can. There we go, Oliver digging in to hang that flag. So with 1 minute and 21 seconds left to go, San Diego Dynasty going to pull within 2. So we got ourselves a game. You can score 20-second points on this field. We've seen a couple of them, but to score 2 of them in a row, that's kind of a tall order from San Diego Dynasty.
Yes, it is. It has been difficult for Dynasty to score points against Houston Heat in this matchup, but that point right there, you can kind of give that one to Jacob Edwards, making Houston Heat start with 4 bodies down. Now the Houston Heat will be back at full strength.
All right, and we're going to be right back after this last commercial message. Do not go anywhere. We're going to see the conclusion of this matchup. Welcome back to the conclusion of the 2013 PSP Chicago Open from CPX Sports. But remember, you got to sign up early for the next event, 2013 PSP West Coast Open, as the PSP makes its return to Los Angeles. And that is going to be held August 16th through the 18th. And it's going to be at the A.B. Brown Sports Complex, a little outside of Los Angeles, California. Got to go to pspevents.com, sign up early. Every event so far has sold out, over 200 teams at this one. And talk about big events. The biggest event on the globe is the 2013 PSP World Cup. And that's going to be October 17th through the 20th. And that's going to be at the Fantasy of Flight, a little outside of Orlando, Florida. So, and we expect that, we really think that the World Cup's going to eclipse 400 teams this year, which is insane. Like to give a big shout out to our platinum sponsors here of the PSP. You got to help the people that are helping the sport, and these are the companies that are doing it. Empire, Dye Precision, GI Sports, Planet Eclipse, DLX, HK Army. So with a minute and 21 seconds to go, the score 5-3. The question that we're asking right now, can Dynasty score 2 points and tie this up in a minute and 21 seconds? Chris, what do you think?
I don't know, man. It's rough to do against a team like this Houston Heat right now.
All right, well, let's check in with Kyle Spica and Lauren Kelly on the sidelines.
I'm down here in the Dynasty pit with Kyle Spica. Kyle, the crowd was going wild when they saw you running down that snake side. What was going through your mind?
I'm just trying to get some kills. We don't have a lot of time. They got up a lot of points on us. They're doing a great job of shooting us off the break. But we're a good team, so we're going to adjust, and we're putting some points back on the board. We don't have a lot of time here, so we're going to see what Rusty's masterminding here, but should be interesting ending game.
What are you adjusting?
We're adjusting bunkers, routes, everything, just as far as getting in the bunkers, because they're doing a good job of shooting us. So we're doing some different stuff, and can't tell you all the secrets. So.
All right, well, we got 45 seconds until the point. We'll see if Dynasty can get another point on the board.
All right, so we got ourselves some tense moments here in the last matchup here from the 2013 Chicago Open. I'm Matty Marshall with Chris Lasoy and Todd Martinez. Man, we couldn't ask for a better game. Dynasty starting to mount a comeback here, but 2 points still separate these two teams. With a minute and 21 seconds to go, you're going to see some aggressive play. And just like you said, the mastermind Rusty Glaze has done such a good job of guiding Dynasty to victory at the first two events. Really knows his talent well and what he has at his disposal. So let's see what sort of game plan Dynasty is going to come out with. You're looking at the start, or at the lineup right now, taking the field for Dynasty to try to play one of these, or to try to score a close point. It's Ryan Greenspan, Blake Yarber, Yosh Rao, Brandon Short, Dalton Vanderbilt. Here we go. Dynasty on the left-hand side of your screen, Heat on the right on that split screen breakout. But it looks like Dynasty loses. They send, is that Dalton Vanderbilt they sent to the snake off the break?
Yes, it was. Number 24, Dalton Vanderbilt comes. He gets shot out. Rusty Glaze trying to put some of his wheels over here on the snake side to get him in right away. Followed up immediately by Brandon Short. Ryan Greenspan goes up the middle trying to get some kills early, but he gets shot. So just Brandon Short over here on the snake side. Yosh Rao and Blake Yarber.
But here comes Brandon Short. He runs down the snake side of the field and gets taken out. I thought he might have had the drop on Konstantin Fedorov, but Fedorov flips the script on Brandon Short, and now Fedorov pushing down the snake side of the field. Just one player left alive for San Diego Dynasty, and it's Blake Yarber. And that pretty much is going to seal the deal here with 30 seconds left to go. So we thought the Dynasty had a chance, but ultimately there was just not enough, man, not enough aggression, not enough solid play from San Diego Dynasty in this matchup, in Houston Heat looking like they are going to take the victory. And a slow walk there, super excited, and we're looking at the pits and a dejected and disappointed San Diego Dynasty. Fedorov giving his boys a hug. The undoubted MVP for Houston Heat in this event, stepping up and playing that snake with 2 injuries to their squad. And we, and there was a big question. It was like, can Heat even compete with the loss of Monville and with the loss of Dizon and Chad George? But then when Konstantin Fedorov came over to play the snake side, it just kind of became one of those things that, why didn't we think of that before?
Right. You know, but what's going through your mind now? I mean, let's say we do get, Chad George back. Then what do we do?
Who's going to play the snake?
Who's going to play the snake
so
now?
that's the thing, is like, because Konstantin Fedorov was so outstanding, but yeah, of course, I mean, Konstantin Fedorov is one of those guys that, look, man, Konstantin Fedorov got paintball famous by decimating people on the snake side of the field for Moscow Red Legion. He did it for years, and then he went to the Philly Americans, now defunct, but dominant pro team in their day, and then came to Houston Heat after going back to Moscow. So he's been on nothing but big teams for the past decade. But the thing is that Konstantin Fedorov playing this snake so well, so that's kind of a big question for Jason Trojan. Now, they're going to get Ronnie Dizon back in about 1.5 to 2 weeks, and then they're going to get Chad George back in 6 to 8 weeks because of his broken foot. But yeah, it's kind of a big question. You know, who's going to play the snake for Houston Heat?
And there's Jason Trojan right there in your screen, and owner Randy Smith walking right behind him. And our all-star, I think, for this tournament, Konstantin Fedorov. You know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the obvious pick for MVP. You have to be blind not to pick Konstantin Fedorov as the MVP, as he ended up with 12 confirmed kills, and he was just going to town out there on this field. He had 17 confirmed kills against another amazing team, Tampa Bay Damage, who took second place twice so far this year to Dynasty in the first 2 events. And there, Houston Heat back on top, man. There's the owner, Randy Smith, also known as Sarge, and man, he has put together such an amazing squad here. Houston Heat won 3 events last year, and there's poor Chad George right there with his broken foot and his crutches. But Houston Heat back on top, and they are the champions here at the Chicago Open. This is the 2nd hardest event to win in the world, other than the World Cup, Chris.
I think that this battle is going to be ongoing for the rest of the year. Dynasty Houston Heat heads-up battle. It is now officially a grudge match, in my personal opinion.
What do you think, Todd? And I got to ask you this question too, Todd, as one of the top coaches in the league for Omaha Vicious and last year with LA Infamous. Who would you put on the snake side? If you were running that team instead of Jason Trojan, what would you do over here?
Well, I don't think that
because George and Dizon are ballers.
Yeah, I don't think that it's going to be a matter of where you're going to put him. If you got weapons, then Jason Trojan will find spots to put guys over here.
Absolutely.
You know, he can use Fedorov there 1 point, switch Fedorov over to the Dorito side, send him up the middle. You know, this was Fedorov taking the team, putting it on his back, doing what the team needed most for him to do to win this tournament. And that's exactly what he did. If the next tournament Fedorov needs to put the team on his back again and go down the snake, I'm sure that's where Jason Trojan will put him.
Well, let's check in with Houston Heat, the victors on the sidelines, with Lauren Kelly.
All right, that's it. He is back on top. John, you were in for that last point. What was running through your mind?
It's over, you know. We finally did it. Houston Heat's back.
All right, Ronnie, you were standing on the sidelines. You said you felt like you were going to throw up.
Oh, yeah. I honestly thought I was going to hurl. I mean, it was a lot of nerves and a lot of in the stomach. Thanks to DLX, thanks to GI Sports, thank you to all our sponsors, the Smiths, thank you to all the pits, the family, the fans. I mean,
we couldn't do it without you guys, seriously. Mama D, Sarge, they were everything,
How do you guys think Dynasty played in this match?
I mean, they played good, but I mean, we're honestly the best team in the league, We showed it here. It's the only time we lose is when we beat ourselves, so Houston Heat's back,
All right, Houston Heat is back. They won. Dynasty got second. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, LJ.
Well, yeah, Dynasty taking second place, but hey, what a great year for San Diego Dynasty. 2 wins and a second place, but Houston Heat really struggling and it wasn't like they were getting bumped down to the Challengers division or losing tons of games, but a 5th place finish, which is what they finished at the first 2 events, that's not why Randy Smith put this team together. He put this team together in their first year last year. They came out and won 3 events and the world title in their first year. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's unheard of sometimes, especially coming right out of the box, just throwing this team together. But they put a lot of hard work in. I mean, I know for a fact that they have, their own little training complex, and they put a lot of work and a lot of time into refining all their skills and honing their snapshots and their running and gunning and stuff like that. So, and it goes to show right here.
Yeah, well, again, Houston Heat with their 3 Russian stars. Sergei Sonaiskov played really great in the back corner bunker behind his buddy Konstantin Fedorov, who we've been speaking about. And then also Mishka had a pretty good event too. But, and also Jason Trojan, man, what a great job of guiding that talent to another victory. Let's check in with San Diego Dynasty on the field, who lost this heartbreaker.
Hey there, I am down here now with Ryan Greenspan and Tyler Harmon for Dynasty. Guys, you got second place. That was a hard loss. What do you think cost you the win?
You know, the sun was shining, we were doing well, and then the dark, gloomy storm clouds came in in a Heat victory. So I don't know what to say. No, we were a little underprepared. You know, we studied a lot of game film from last night and stuff, and maybe we overanalyzed it a little bit. But we went to our spots and we got shot out. We were even on bodies most of the time, but you know, we let them make the moves and get the shots on us.
You had a couple opportunities with penalties there to get an advantage. Why do you think those didn't work out?
We just didn't capitalize, you know. We just let the ball slip through our fingers. It just happens.
Do you have a message for Heat, for Riverside?
Yeah, no, I mean, just hopefully we do well. You know, we're always just good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
We're a pretty positive team, so we're gonna rebound pretty well, I think. You know, we've fallen, we've won, we've lost, so it's okay. It's okay. We took second.
Dynasty's all right. Second place. That's all done here, guys.
Hey, second place is not bad.
Not at all,
I mean, especially with the year that they've had so far. But Dynasty keeping it positive, and they're consummate professionals. You know, Ryan Greenspan has been doing this for well over 10 years. But hey, it definitely bears repeating. You got to sign up early for the next event. This event sold out. Over 200 teams here at CPX for the 2013 Chicago Open. So go to pspevents.com, August 16th through the 18th. And of course, the live broadcast will be brought to you by Paintball Access here. And also, man, talk about bucket list stuff as far as paintball events are concerned. Well, you want to check one off your list, you got to get to the World Cup. 2013 PSP World Cup is being held at the Fantasy of Flight, a little outside of Orlando, Florida, in Polk City, October 17th through the 20th. And you can sign up for that event, pspevents.com. So let's just kind of reflect for a second on the event. Who impressed you guys out there? Todd, what do you think?
Well, obviously, Konstantin Fedorov, you know, he played amazing this whole event. You know, he's one of the big reasons why Houston Heat won, but you got to give it to the supporting cast as well. I thought Sergei Solnyshkov had an amazing event. In the prelims, Mishka was on fire. You know, Omaha Vicious, you know, my team, we really set up to try and take away Mishka. You know, because Fedorov, he's a guy, he's almost nearly impossible to stop. He's kind of hard to contain. So, you know, we tried to attack Mishka because Mishka was actually balling the first couple days out here. And, you know, I got to give a lot of credit to him and Sam Monville. You know, I think when Fedorov and Sergey and all those guys are really playing well, it allows Monville just to be himself. And when he's himself and he can come out here and play with no pressure, I thought he did really well. Dynasty played well. You know, even though Infamous ended up playing in the relegation game, I always love watching Damian Ryan play. X Factor was, I thought they were a fun team to watch this weekend, even though they just killed themselves with penalties time after time. Damage, of course, always a fun team to watch, but, you know, they lost a couple tough games, and, you know, Impact, you know, they're on the verge again. So Riverside's obviously going to be another grinder.
Yeah, it's
going to be fun to
crazy
watch.
Event.
Can't wait to be there.
Yeah, so as Trenton Top Gun and Moscow Red Legion will advance up to the Champions Division. So we will see them on the webcast at Riverside. But I'm going to have to give Vicious a little shout out too, not just because you're here, but because you guys were in the semifinals and you played a really tough team. Obviously, the team that ended up winning the event, Houston Heat. But I think that Vicious is really going to have a chance to win events here soon because you guys got some new blood that are real hungry to get out there and perform and be their best. And then you have a core group of guys that are really playing good. I mean, you guys had one game where you had between Bortle, Zach Sherman, and Matt Sossman, they combined for 27 kills in 1 point. And you can't ask for more than that out of your core group of guys.
Yeah, let me give a shout out to Matt Sossman because he really actually played big for me this weekend. You know, that's a tough spot to play over there. And I thought Matt Sossman actually really did a great job for us. He's young, he's hungry, and, you know, I gave him the spins, and he produced for me. So I really appreciate it. Shout out to Matt Sossman.
Chris, what do you think?
You know, like I'm impressed. I like Royalty.
I was thinking Royalty too, right?
I'm impressed by the teams that already impressed me before, so that's not impressing me if you think about it, because I should be impressed by these teams because they are top pro teams in the world. Having you coach Omaha Vicious is taking them to the next level, which is already a stellar team and established team as it was. But I think they just needed a little push, and I think you're that push that gave it to them. Like I said, not just because you're here, but Royalty. Shane Pastana, just looking at what they're doing and where they're going is really impressive to me personally.
Well, it's cool that you said that because I wanted to bring that up too. I think Royalty definitely bears a mention because if you think about the talent that Royalty is bringing to bear, yeah, first of all, you have Shane Pastana, who's the most there is no more legendary coach in the game than Shane Pastana. He's the guy. And he's the guy that every coach wants to emulate and be like. And now he has a bunch of young, he has 3 Vidulich brothers. They're all really good. He has Toke Hamill back on the team, coming back from Los Angeles Ironman. Chris Catt used to play for the Ironman. So a lot of young athletic studs on that team. And they were the only team that even gave Moscow Red Legion any sort of fight whatsoever in Moscow Red Legion's march to their victory here in the Challengers Division. So before we sign off, let's give a big thanks to the platinum sponsors for the PSP here: Empire Paintball, Dye, Precision, GI Sports, Planet Eclipse, DLX, and HK Army, and also all of the advertisers here on the webcast. You got to help us support the sport. So please go to their websites, thank them for their participation here in the best league in the world, the PSP, trying to move this sport, our favorite sport, forward. Also like to say a big shout out to all the staff here who make all of this stuff and happen behind the scenes. There's just so many things that go on behind the scenes here with the staff. And so, yeah, big shout out to them. So, yeah, man, it's just such a great event. And also congratulations to Air Assault, who was able to win D3, VCK2. We'll get to that in a second. Let's check out the referees here. Leon Miller leading the charge. He's the head referee. Also Justin Bryce, Justin Traub, John McMillerin, Tony Von Ron, Z, Matt Jones, James Ronaldi, Alexander Rant, Anthony Fernandez, Brett Cohen, Carlos Sabelli, Chris Tucci, and Chris Wyatt.
Yeah, stellar referee crew this weekend. I mean, they did a fantastic job, you know, but look at the stats crew, Matty.
Yeah, Kate Coleman, he is the head of the stats program over there, doing such a good job categorizing and cataloging all of the different metrics of paintball greatness, along with his right-hand man, Brian Radford, and along with Eric Wright, Gregory Cheney, Will Saunders, Ryan Glanny, Pat McHugh, Matt Schuster, and John Connolly, able to provide all of the statistics for Paintball Access. So yeah, such a great event here at the 2013 PSP Chicago Open, and these are all of the people that make the webcast happen. Todd Martinez, Chris Lasoya, Lauren Kelly, Darren Cesena, our technical director, Chris Summers, LJ Penna, Luis Salcedo, Andy Ferguson, Matt Weber, and Phil Ruddick, Jake Lobin, Dylan DiMaggio, Avery Antonio, Jacob Strong, Bare Knuckle Jake, Seth Noggle, John Arkilla, and Bruce Demage. So yes, awesome job by everyone this weekend, man. Such a great tournament, man. Also like to thank all the APPA staff who are able to make the best registration system in paintball possible. Chris Rail, Joe Reiger, Amanda Grunke, Rebecca Gast, Tony Hauser, Danny Van Gosen, and Todd Hugland. What a great beard on Todd Hugland, man. I'm jealous. And also the PSP staff themselves, the people who make the best event series on planet Earth take place: Dave DeHaan, Lane Wright, Tom Cole, Camille Lemansky, Burt Wright, Brian Berg, Eric Brown, Matthew Frandorf, Matty Morse, Nick Costner, and Rich Hernandez.
And, you know, like you said, man, what a great staff that we have here. There's so many people behind the scenes that you guys don't get a chance to see. But it's a lot of work coming out here and doing what we do. But I really hope that everybody at home enjoys everything that goes on here, as we do put a lot of work in. And, you know, just an all-around good time. I enjoy my job with you guys, so I appreciate it as well.
Thank you, Chris. Doing a great job. So here we go. Let's check out the award ceremony. First up,